No, actually, these are the previous comments, right? If we go test number 2 or recording number 2, for example, I had these comments. Then here is the improvement. So here we'll say no, and this level till here, in the day of this recording, حرف العين, the student improved. So it is a good thing. It's a good mark for the student that they improved. And then another day they will have a comment حرف القاف and حرف الخاء or حرف الخاء, and حرف الحاء again is still repeating. Then maybe somewhere here حرف الحاء will improve and حرف القاف will improve, but حرف الخاء still. So at least we can see the students what they are improving from the comments that you give it as a teacher or the trainer in test number 1 and recording number 1, 2. So these are in the first round. This is what is required from you, is to do the 3 tests and to check on the 4 recordings. So it's overall we need only 7 days from your time. But we added another days where the student could send you more audios in the days that is not required. But again, if the student did something or they send you an audio outside of these, the important ones or the main ones, then you're gonna put 1 and it will calculate. For example, in another day they will put 1. I mean, they send you something. But if you mark it, you need to give me what is your comments on the student, what are the makharaj or what is the problem that they had or they faced, and this you can write it and then you can improve. So you can track also daily improvement, or you can also track with the test. So sometimes if you do the daily, at least you're gonna notify the student, okay, I corrected you, makhraj harf al-ha, try to improve. So you will have these comments at least recorded here. If you lose your material on the WhatsApp, so you have an alternative here. Something else, no, in this day they improved harf al-ain. So it is a good thing. Alright? So you can track the student, and also here where the student is going to get the bonus that they're trying to do their best, they're trying to compete, they're trying to learn. So we can see not only here but also here. Maybe sometimes some students, one of their records, they didn't send it here, but they were sending daily. So we shall not, we have to be fair also with them. Alright, so test number 1, it is out of 20 mark. In each test, it is out of 20 mark. And test number 3, out of 20 mark. But the other recording is 10, 10, 10. And we have our rules here. Alright, so in the end of, let us say, this round, the student will have a scoring card. Okay? It's like a performance for each student. For example, in the first material, they finish on time. On time, it is out of, since if it is 20, so on time material, it is out of 5 marks. The required quantity, for example, the 3 ayat, out of 5 marks. And for example, the tajweed that is required, harf al-ain and harf al-ha and harf al-ba, out of 5 mark. And if we have a supplication, but if still we don't have a supplication, so the mark it is out of 10. Okay? So 5 plus 5, it will be 10. You can check, here we can see the notes. We're gonna send you, inshallah, this was we finish. And we will have a note, like to give you an example. For example, if the student wasn't on time, but you specify the time with the student to send on this day. For example, the student will say, I'm working on this day, I cannot, but the second day I can. But I will, this is my fixed day that I will give you my quantity. So they have to go with the fixing date that they give it to you, right? You need to deal with the student. If they're not going to send the quantity, so you're gonna write 5, here's the equation up, 5 minus 0.5. Sorry. And if they delayed again, it is minus 0.5. If they delayed again, minus 0.5. Like that. Alright? So actually here is, you need to put equal. Okay, there is something because I didn't equal 5 minus 0.5 minus 0.5 till they send the quantity. Alright? And the required quantity, for example, they required the 3 ayat exactly. But if the student send you only 1 ayah and they didn't send the remaining ayah, so you will take the equation here is the number of the ayah that they missed. For example, they missed 1 ayah divided by 5. Okay, I hope it will calculate here. Then 5 minus is the number that is going to be there. So 1 divided by 5. Okay. Here 1, for example, just to show you 5. So if we have we're gonna have 0.2. So here we're gonna say is 5 minus 0.2. Okay, I have to put equal, I'm sorry. So this is the mark for the student here, and of course we're gonna get the result, how much is the student is going to get here. As we said, still the cells, they are not finished, so inshallah we're gonna mark them all for you. And then if they have a mistaken tajweed of the previous, in each one they're gonna lose 5 minus. But if since they don't have supplication, so you're gonna put equal 10 minus, for example, they have these 2 comments, so you're gonna say 0.5 minus 0.5. Okay, so the mark out of 20, I mean they got 17 out of 20. This mark, it is the total of all of this, how much is the student is going to get. As we said, we are trying to target the student who is going to get higher than 98. So for example, if the student, mashallah, they scored very well in different positions here. See, so it will start counting after it. Who are the students that they are scoring higher than the one that we specified? Okay, and if they score very bad or somewhere that they go down, whether the score is low or they missed some of the exams, so they go lower. So the passing is 60% for them. So they need to know about that, their performance. And we can give the students there where they improved, where the comments that they can study well, because it will benefit them in round 1 to understand where they go wrong, what is happening, how do they get evaluated. Okay? All right, so we go back. I'm sorry that I took a little bit time. So this is regarding to the test, and then we go again with another day, which will continue in day number 5. Then they will continue Maliki Yawmiddin, Iyaka na'budu wa Iyaka nasta'in. And then they have to focus on Harf al-Kaf, especially the people from the Asia. They have difficulties in Harf al-Ka and Harf al-Qa, so they need to get the proper pronunciation. Ka, crunch, keep, cut, try to train them till they get used to it. And day number 6, where they're gonna record, as we showed it to you here in the schedule. When they're gonna record in those days, different all right here. So if they're gonna record here, as we said, what is required from the quantity, what is required there, and then you're gonna score for the student here. Okay, barakallahu fikum wa jazakumullahu khairan wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.